Are you overwhelmed at the thought of retirement planning and you're just not sure where to begin? Or you're just not sure that what you're doing today is going to get you where you want to be tomorrow in retirement? You're in the right place. In today's video, I am going to begin to break down the seemingly complicated topic for you in part 1 of a 7-part series on what you should know about retirement planning. We'll begin today with some facts and figures that are very important for you to understand as we continue to progress through the series and you learn about the entire retirement planning process. So stick around, that's coming up next. Welcome back, money bosses, and if you're new, hey y'all, welcome to my channel, Health and Wealth Chica. I'm Jeremy, an accredited financial counselor of 10 years, and I've taught thousands of clients the same money tips, resources, and strategies that I will teach you here on this channel. So subscribe if you want to learn how to overcome financial challenges or just optimize financial opportunities as they arise. Get motivated to do the things you know you've been needing to do, but just didn't know how. And gain the confidence to put powerful and proven money strategies to work for you. Because I will teach you how to manage your money like a boss to live your best life. I'm so excited to be doing the series for you guys because you guys voted for this. So thank you so very much for those of you who gave me your comments in my Facebook page, Health and Wealth Chica, or you simply left comments on my videos here on YouTube, because I read through every single one of them and I want to give you what you want to learn more about. Retirement planning can be overwhelming to most people, and that's understandable. So that's why I wanted to break this down over a series of videos as to not overwhelm you. And I think the best way for people to learn is by little chunks of learning. And today I really want to focus on the big picture of retirement planning and what exactly are we trying to do here. Give you some facts and figures for you to kind of like wrap your mind around so that you can be more educated, informed, and prepare for the following videos throughout this series. So if you came here looking for like a quick answer, what should I know about retirement planning? You know, this is probably not the video for you. There's a lot of little bite-sized pieces of quick, short answers to this very broad and big question. And I don't think it'd be fair for me to just give you another, hey, the top 4 most important things you should know about retirement planning. Therefore, I want to give you, instead of the little bites and pieces, the whole enchilada. And that's going to take some time. So today, I really want to just drive home with you that retirement planning is something that is a process. And it's a process throughout your lifetime. And the sooner you get started on retirement planning, the way better you'll be off. Because somebody, let's say half my age, that begins to do retirement planning and begins to invest will actually end up putting away probably about half of what I would need to put away in order to have the same amount of money in retirement. In fact, somebody half my age might even beat me and end up having more money in their retirement accounts, even if they invested less than I did, because it all comes down to the power of time. So time is your best friend in retirement planning. And so it's a process, it takes time. Even people who are currently living in retirement right now are still doing retirement planning. And so I like to do this at least one time a year where you can really sit down and get serious and get your notebook out. Eventually, maybe I'll convince you to have a 3-ring binder that you could label retirement, and you will annually visit different documents and different your plans so that you can update and tweak as you go. Because if you think about it, depending on how old you are, you might be, and the typical person retires in their mid-60s. So if you're in your, let's say, mid-20s, you've got 35, 45, 55, 65, right? 40 years if you're in your mid-20s and thinking about retiring in your mid-60s, which is the average time that Americans tend to retire. You've got 40 years of time on your, on your side. That's a plus. But at the same time, you're going to start with big picture retirement planning. And as you go through the years, you're going to keep making those tweaks to fine tune it to get you exactly where you want to be. So my biggest takeaway today, it's a process. We're going to look at the big picture today, but I do want to give you some facts and figures so that you can be really prepared for the coming videos. Did you know that over half of Americans will not have enough money in retirement to maintain their current lifestyle they have today? Yes, this according to the Center for Retirement Research at Boston College. What they do is they take federal data and then they compile all of it so that's easy for the end user or the consumer to consume. And so they put it into the National Retirement Risk Index report, which if you'd like to learn more about it, I will be happy to put that link in the description of this video. But it is concerning that over half of us won't be able to maintain our current lifestyle into retirement. And so the takeaway is, for me at least, two things. Number one, if you're not being proactive, which you are today in watching this video, but if you're not careful, you can end up being one of those, more than 50, I think it's 52% of people that will either, one, have to drastically reduce their lifestyle to be able to retire, or two, just keep on working into their older years. And also, of course, three, they'll have to do a combination of the two. And I don't want that for you. By the way, I don't think that working into retirement is a problem if it's a personal choice that you would like to make because you want to stay active, involved in your community, etc., etc. But not when it's by force and it's by necessity, because sometimes people simply don't have the health into their older years to have to continue to work. By the way, can you let me know in the comments, are you very brand new to retirement planning, or have you been doing some planning already and you're just kind of trying to see if you're on track? Let me know in the comments. Are you new to retirement, or are you just checking to see if you're on track? So I am going to use my whiteboard, which is right behind me, to give you some facts and figures, because I think it's important for you to see some numbers so they will really be ingrained into your brain. Because when I work with my clients with retirement planning, a lot of times I'm finding that we're just not really informed, and it's not your fault. I know that this stuff wasn't taught in school, but sometimes we just need a little bit more information and facts and a little bit of a reality check, really. So the first thing I want to talk about is, did you know that 1 in 3 65-year-olds today will live to be 90? Insane, right? So 1 in 3 65-year-olds today will live to be 90. So if you're impressed by that number, 1 in 4 65-year-olds will live to be 95. Amazing, right? So this is a little bit of a reality check because most of us think that we're going to live to be in our, early 80s, mid 80s, because what's happening is you're thinking about your parents and your grandparents' generations. And so it was way different for those generations. They tended to live about 10 to 15 years in retirement. And so any retirement savings that they had, in addition with their Social Security benefits and their workplace retirement plans, would be enough. However, nowadays, we're living a lot longer. So that's another takeaway I want you to have, is that we're living a lot longer. Thank you, medical advances. However, what does that mean? We're going to cost a lot more money because, like I was saying, a typical retiree, American retiree, retires in their mid-60s. And so if we look at these numbers and we know that 65-year-olds today live into their 90s, what is that going to look like for us who aren't even close to be 65 years old? We're going to be living a lot longer, right? And so let's just say a 65-year-old today retired, they have a 1 in 3 chance that they will be 90 years old. That's how long they'll live. And then 1 in 4, again, 65-year-olds today will live to be 95. So let's count how many years they'll be in retirement. 65, 75, 85, 95. That's 30 years living in retirement. So you have to figure out what you have to do today while you're young and healthy and earning income. How much of that do you need to start putting away so that your older self can live off of that money that you worked hard to earn and invest and have it grow so that you can live off of it for potentially 30 years. If you want to learn more about your longevity, how long are you expected to live, go grab some facts at the Social Security website, and I will link that in the description as well, where I got some of my information. But the third thing that I want you to consider is that medical costs are going up. Back to the drawing board. So just to give you an idea, Medicare Part A for a person in retirement today is costing them $458 per month. That's just the monthly payment that they're making every month to have this coverage. That's not including, however, their co-insurance, and it's also not including their deductibles, and it's also not including Medicare Parts B, C, and D. So as you can see, medical costs are going up. And at the same time, we're living longer. So you can see how important it would be for you guys to really start focusing on retirement planning today. So I'm so excited that you're here because obviously you want to learn more. There's a retiree survey that I want to tell you about real quick too, conducted by the Trans-American Center for Retirement Studies. They did this a couple years back with a little over 2,000 current retirees. And they found that the respondents, 76% of them said that they wish they had saved more consistently as well for their retirement. And the last fact that I wanted to give you today is that according to the National Institute for Retirement Securities, they're telling us that only about half of employers even offer a workplace retirement plan to their employees nowadays. But that's not the only problem. Only 40% of those approximately 50% that are offered an employer plan even participate into their retirement plan. I'm pretty excited to say that if you stick around to the end of the series, I am very confident that you will be very confident and you will know exactly what you need to do, exactly what it takes to have a successful retirement. So in future videos, I'm going to delve into goal setting, which is really, really fun. We're going to talk about your retirement vision board and putting one together so you can have a visual constant reminder. And it's really fun to start thinking about these things and trying to make them as real as possible, because the reason that many people don't take it serious and don't save enough is because they cannot relate to that older version of themselves. And so there's some things that we can do to make it fun for you to be able to connect to that older self. And then we're going to delve into the different retirement income sources. So we'll talk about thrift savings plans for my military brothers and sisters. We'll talk about 401ks for my civilian peeps. We'll talk about individual retirement accounts, Social Security benefits. Like, we're gonna get into the weeds. That's why I had to make it a series of 7 videos to just not overwhelm. And also we'll go over, you know, taxable versus untaxable income or non-taxable income and inflation, because that makes a huge difference in the amount of money that you will have realistically to spend. We'll look at important dates and deadlines. And finally, we'll wrap it up with the fun part to me is actually playing around with different retirement calculators so that you can see what you're doing today, what that will equate to years down the road. And then you can make the tweaks now if it's not really getting you to where you want to be. But it's better to find that out now than later when it's kind of almost too late. So remember to subscribe, and don't forget you can leave me some comments, because I want to know, what do you want to learn in the next 6 videos specifically? I've already kind of told you some of the things that I want to talk about, but give me your specific questions so I can include those in the videos. And don't forget to share if you know somebody else is in that retirement planning stage of their life. And I will see you back next Wednesday